Good morning, guys, and hope you're having an amazing day. It is Ping here. Today I am in the city of Mexico City. We're currently in the historical central area of Mexico City. This is definitely a food place. There are tons and tons of food options, and I'm going to share them all with you guys today. But first, let's go ahead and get some breakfast because I'm pretty hungry. Hola, ¿lo pido aquí?
Sí, por favor.
¿Cuál es lo más recomendable?
Tenemos chicharrón en adobo, chicharrón en salsa verde, frijol y papa. Aquí el que más consume es el adobo, papa o frijol.
Bueno, dame 2 en adobo y 1 en salsa verde.
3.
Sí, 3.
¿Nada más?
Sí, para eso, para primero.
21 pesos, por favor. 30.
Gracias.
Sí, adelante.
Gracias.
First stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Los Especiales Tacos Canasta. Now, what are tacos canasta? They are tacos, but they're put in this huge basket and layered up, and you can see they have like a big tub of those tacos inside. Now, they have 4 types. They have chicharrón, which is pork meat in adobo, pork meat with green salsa. They have potato and beans. Now, we're not gonna get potato and beans because there's no meat in those. So we just went for 2 of the adobo and 1 of the salsa verde. Now, looking at the tacos, they look really, really good. You've got 2 layer skin, of course, and you've got the meat inside. You can see the adobo is a much darker color, while the salsa verde is a lighter color, but it looks really, really good. It smells absolutely amazing, but it's not like, you know, it's not like deep fried or roasted or anything. It's like just like steamed good tacos. All right. They also have a big tub of, I think, guacamole, but inside they have onions as well, so it sort of adds like a different texture to it. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna taste, but we're gonna go in for the adobo first because, oh, this looks absolutely amazing. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a try. That has so many things going on. Okay, first, you have to eat this with the guacamole. Why? Because that guac is a little bit spicy. The fresh onions provide a different contrast to the smooth, soft avocados, and you can tell they put chili in that. That is definitely spicy. The meat, you don't even need to chew that. That literally just melts in your mouth. That just disintegrates. It's been cooking for so long, steaming. That meat is just stewed to perfection. It is soft, it is tender, and it is so flavorful. The meat itself is not spicy, which is why you have to add the guacamole to give it that spice. So if you're just having it just by itself without guacamole, you're completely missing out. You're missing the entire point of the taco. You need to add the spice element because just by itself, the tacos don't have anything. All right, let's try the one with the green salsa. You can tell it's a lighter color. Same thing, we gotta put some guacamole inside just to give it that spicy kick. All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. The meat, once again, really, you can't even tell it's meat. It's just like soft, meaty cotton candy, literally. But the flavor profile is different. There's definitely a different flavor that they cook the meat in, different spices, different ingredients they put inside. It's a little bit spicier because it's green salsa, so it is a salsa, it's supposed to be spicier. But as I said, most of that spice still comes in from the avocados and the onions, those fresh onions that you put inside. But that's absolutely delicious, and each taco costs you 7 pesos. So 3 of these are 21 pesos. Really, really affordable. Absolutely delicious. The meat, that tender, juicy meat that just absolutely melts. The taco skins themselves, they're not crispy, but they're not like completely soft either. You can tell they've cooked the taco skins for a while, so that there's a bit of like crispiness, but it's not completely soft either. Wow, this is absolutely amazing. This is really, really good, and you can tell everyone here, they're all locals coming just for a normal lunch. It's right downtown in the historic center, which is really touristy, but even in a touristy center, you can find local joints like these serving delicious, cheap tacos at really, really affordable prices for local people here in Mexico City. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is absolutely delicious, and I'll show you guys our next food stop.
Alright, this is a stop I've been dreaming about for years. This is the largest bakery in all of Mexico, and it definitely lives up to the hype. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a tray, and then we're gonna start getting food around here.
La galleta de almendra, el cacahuate con cajeta,
Okay.
pan de naranja, más pan de naranja con maple o chocolate. Este es pan de vainilla con pasas con un ligero jarabe de guayaba, que está muy sabroso,
Muy sabroso.
no está tan muy dulce.
Okay.
También tenemos el maple y fresa.
Fresa.
De fuera, todo lo demás.
¿Y esos pasteles? ¿Cuál es lo más como popular?
Este es muy sabroso, pan de naranja con coco. O pan de naranja con granillo de chocolate.
Okay.
Este también es pan de vainilla y alrededor tiene mantequilla y encima tiene granillo. De ahí en fuera, todo lo que usted guste está muy sabroso.
Oh, gracias.
Hola.
Gracias.
Hay mucha gente.
Se vuelan nosotros.
Muchas gracias. Alright, well I think you guys already know what the next stop was. That was Pastelería Ideal. That's it is the biggest bakery in all of Mexico, and the options in there, oh man, I was literally so overwhelmed by the amount of choices. I had one of the ladies working there basically take me on a tour. You have to have a tour guide for the bakery because it's so big. There's so many options. But I decided that, you know what, I can only eat 2 or else I'm going to kill myself because there's so much bread and cake and oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely spectacular. That bakery's been open since 1927, so almost 100 years of history. It's still there, it's good. I cannot wait to try out what I've got. All right, first thing I got is something known as a beso, which is a kiss. What is it? I actually have no clue, but it was in the muffin aisle. It looked good. The lady said that this was something unique that they had, so I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and try this out. It's kind of like 2 spheres combined together, but there's like whipped cream in the middle. Not really sure what's going on, but it does look interesting, so let's go ahead and give this a try. She had mentioned to me earlier that it'll be a very buttery, creamy flavor. And oh yeah, that whipped cream, you can tell it's not like a manufactured whipped cream. They've made it in-house. Butter, cream, churning it up until it's not really too sweet either. It's not overly, extremely sugary or sweet. It's just real natural ingredients. You can really taste that organic flavor. Oh wow, yeah, it's not too sweet at all. Like I thought it would be so sweet because it looks like, you know, covered in white powdered sugar. I thought it was just gonna be overwhelmingly sweet, but honestly, not at all. It's really, really well balanced. That's really delicious. All right, next up is this bread. She said that was really good. She said that it has like a hint of guayaba in it, but that it's also like vanilla or butter flavor. I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and bite it. Okay, that's kind of like a pound cake, and that is the absolute best pound cake I've ever had. You've got that vanilla sort of butter flavor, that's normal, but you can taste a bit of that fruitiness from the guayaba. It's not just pure sweet butter, you know. There's more to it than just that, and oh my god, I absolutely love that. And it's not too heavy either, it's not too dense, it's quite bouncy and soft in the middle, which is absolutely perfect. But the flavor profile on that's what really stands out. It's not just any normal ordinary pound cake you're looking at. This right here has a fruity flavor to it that sort of hits you afterwards, that guayaba flavor. Oh, that's amazing. And both of these pastries together, 23 pesos. It is a little bit expensive for a bakery here in Mexico, but You have to understand, that's one of the best bakeries in all of Mexico. They're the biggest. They've been around for over almost 100 years. And the things they produce are truly exceptional. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll see you guys at the next food stop.
Dame dos de suadero, por favor, por aquí.
Alright, next stop for the day, we've come to a place known as Taqueria Los Cocuyos, and this place, it's packed. There's so many people and that guy is a master. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's chopping up the meat perfectly. Now, this place is famous, but it's famous actually because locals come here all the time. And the thing is, Anthony Bourdain came here, he talked about how good these suadero tacos were, but they don't even mention him at all because this place is just so good, so popular on its own. There's a huge pot of meat just cooking right in front of me. I mean, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and dig into the tacos. We got 2 tacos of suadero, which is what they're supposed to be famous for. Obviously got to squeeze some lemon right on top. Put some of that salsa. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Wow, that is without a doubt the best suadero taco I've ever had. That meat is the softest, tenderest meat I've ever had. Oh my god, and something just exploded. This is amazing. But the meat is just super flavorful. It's so good. I don't know what they put in that meat, but it's just super soft and the flavor is amazing. The salsa's nice and spicy, of course. You got that bit of acidity. The skin, I love the skin here. It's got that perfect balance between doughy skin, but crispy on the outside, but can still hold in all that sauce. Literally, when I bit in, the juice just explodes because of how juicy the meat, the tacos, the shell is, everything is just juicy in there with the salsa as well. But no, this meat is just so smooth. It's literally become like a pate. It almost feels like, you know, you're eating a pate, smoothed out meat because it's just so tender and it just absolutely melts in your mouth. Each one of these is 18 pesos, so actually not too bad, honestly. For the quality of the type of meat you're getting, the flavors, the texture, most importantly that texture of that meat, that's the softest suadero I've ever had. And that's absolutely amazing. I mean, the salsa is just wonderful for these tacos. I would always say that the best taco skin I ever had here in Mexico was in Monterrey at that Sabor de la Noche place, but that place, they've got the skin. They've done it better. They've mastered the taco skin with the suadero meat on the inside. That might just be the best taco I've had in Mexico. That is absolutely amazing. All right. Let's go see what dessert we can get.
Sí.
Gracias.
¿Cuántas personas?
Una persona.
¿Una?
Sí, una. Alright, next stop we've come to today is a place known as Churreria El Moro. It's been open since 1935. That's almost 100 years of history. I mean, this store has seen so much history. Now, this chain, Churreria El Moro, is super famous in Mexico. Everybody will tell you to make the best churros in, you know, Mexico City, maybe even the whole country. But this store we're at specifically is the original store. This is where they opened originally in 1935. You can tell, you know, the tiles and everything, it's old. This is an old place. It's an establishment here. But anyways, we've got their packet deal. The packet deal comes with 4 churros, and you've got hot chocolate with it. We've gone with the French hot chocolate, so this one you can tell it's super foamy on top, really bubbly. But let's go ahead and first try just the chocolate on its own first. Ooh. Yeah, that's actually really bitter. You get a really good taste of this cocoa flavor, that chocolatey flavor. If you like chocolate, that's the one to go. It's not really milky, it's not really watery. That's pretty intense chocolate flavor. Now, let's go ahead. We're gonna get a churro, and we're gonna dunk it inside the chocolate. Oh, look at all that foam that just caught on. And let's go ahead and try this out. One thing that this place definitely does different than any other churros I've had here in Mexico, it's salty. the churro, like the dough itself, is actually really salty. Now, of course, you've got sugar on top, so it creates like a sweet and salty combination. But this is like the saltiest churro I've ever had. Like, that's really, really salty. So if you love sweet and salty, this is absolutely perfect. That chocolate, obviously, once again, that bitter chocolate flavor. So you've got a lot of flavors going on. You've got the bitterness from the chocolate, you've got the saltiness from the dough, you've got the sweetness from the sugar topped up on top of the churros. So a lot of different flavors, but of course you've got that crispiness still. Inside the churro is quite nice and bouncy, and of course once you dunk it inside that chocolate, it absorbs some of that liquid, it becomes a little bit softer. Not too soft, it still retains some of its crispiness, but wow, that is amazing. Now, obviously this is going to be a little bit more expensive. It's 93 pesos for the whole deal. You can easily get a bunch of like churros together for 10 pesos on the streets. But you're coming here for the history, you're coming here for the amazing chocolate. And these churros are really, really long. Like, they are insanely long. So I guess fair enough, it's really expensive, but there's a reason behind it. But this is really good. If you love sweet and salty combinations and with a little bit of bitterness, then this is the absolute perfect combination for you, because wow, those churros, they're pretty salty.
Wow, those churros, I mean, amazing, sweet and salty, but really, because it's literally more expensive than everything we've eaten combined together today. So do beware of that if you're gonna go. All right, I think we're gonna continue on until we get to our next stop.
Final stop of the day. As you can see, my hair is completely wet. It is raining again here in Mexico City. We've come to a place known as La Casa de Toño. Now, this is a chain restaurant. You'll find this all across Mexico City. It's kind of like, you know, Subway or In-N-Out, the Mexican version of that. But it's only here in Mexico City, and they serve delicious, high-quality food at affordable, low prices, and very, very quickly. So, of course, I had to come and try it out. Apparently what they're famous for is pozole, which we've had before. That's the sort of pork stew. Now, the type of pozole I got today was with both lean meat and fatty meat. So it's a mix, and it looks absolutely delicious. Just looking at it right now, you can see it's topped off with cabbage, some radish, and the best part is that they literally bring two trays. One tray with tostadas and the other with all these ingredients, which I can't wait to go ahead and start using. But first, of course, we gotta just taste the broth by itself. I just wanna see how it tastes like. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh wow. Okay, that broth is very, very light. It's got like a little light porky flavor. You got some of that flavor from the vegetables, but that's it, it's super, super light. This is the least oily, the lightest pozole I've ever had here in Mexico. So obviously we gotta change things up, we gotta spice things up. They have a lot of ingredients for a reason, because this is not spicy at all. All right, I see some red salsa. When I see red salsa, I gotta put it in. Let's go ahead and pour some red salsa all over this thing. And next up, they've got some oregano as well. I think we're supposed to pour in some oregano to give it a little bit more flavor, because right now there is literally no flavor. And of course, my favorite, chili flakes. Let's pour these chili flakes on top. All right, mix it in a little bit. Okay, hopefully we're gonna get a little bit more flavor this time. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh, now we're talking. Oh gosh, that was a little bit too spicy, but absolutely perfect. I love the spiciness. The oregano adds a nice flavor. The chili flake spicy, and the salsa. Oh man, that salsa hits you at the back of the throat. Okay, now what we gotta do is we're gonna get some of the tostadas and dip it inside the sauce. No, sorry, the soup, and let's give it a bite. Oh, that's amazing. Tostada nice and crispy. Once you get some of the soup on there, that's absolutely delicious. Oh. All right, now You can't have pozole without meat. So we're gonna come get some of the meat. Oh wow, you can see the meat is actually right there at the bottom, all ready to eat. Let's go ahead and try some of this meat out. Oh wow, that meat is flavored so well. It's like got a spicy kick to it, it's got a little pepperiness to it. The meat is seasoned perfectly. The soup is just no seasoning, but the meat, oh wow, that meat is amazingly seasoned. Wow, I mean, all these different elements, when you come together, it works. You've got the seasoned meat, you've got the soup broth, which is really nice and clear, but you add salsa, you add oregano, you add chili flakes, that gives it that spice. When you put everything together, then it works. So you've got to put everything together or else it just will not come together. But I'm gonna finish this up and we've got some dessert coming, so I'll see you guys later. All right, final food of the day. We are still at the same place, but this is something that's super unique. Now this is flan. We've had flan before. Flan is pretty standard. The little girl is not happy here, but I am very happy with this because this flan is not like all the other flans. Usually flan has caramel on the bottom, but this one has cajeta, which is another sort of sweet ingredient here that you can only find here in Mexico. But anyways, let's go ahead and dig in. We're gonna get a small bite, and obviously you can see the cajeta color. It's not as dark as caramel, it's a bit like lighter brown. So you know that this isn't caramel, this is definitely different. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh, that cajeta, it's different. It's kind of like a milky, chocolatey flavor. It's not as intensely sweet as caramel, which actually makes this better. I prefer flan when it has that sort of balance. It's not overly sweet. The flan itself is quite sticky actually. It's not very bouncy, it's not very firm, it's quite sticky. Different type of flan. But what I love is that they use cajeta, and that cajeta, it brings a different flavor profile to it. That sort of chocolatey, milky flavor, you don't get that from caramel. That's a different sort of addition to the flan, but really, really interesting. I never thought, you know, flan with cajeta, but that's what they had here, and I knew absolutely I had to try that out. Well, what an incredible meal that was. Oh man, it is cold, but I feel so much better with that pozole inside me. I mean, it was a little bit pricey. It was 107 pesos for the entire meal, but I mean, that's fast food here in Mexico. That's real fast food in Mexico. All the locals are in there eating dinner. That's how you spend, you know, a dinner here in Mexico. But today has just been an absolutely incredibly delicious day. We've tried so many delicious foods, from the tacos in the morning to the tacos in the afternoon and the churros and everything, and the biggest bakery in all of Mexico. I mean, that is exactly what dreams are made of. Could not have asked for a better food day here in Mexico City, and I can't wait to continue eating through this city. So I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you guys subscribe, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.